In this video, we can discuss about pharmacology of drug used to treat cardiac arrhythmia. This is an important topic from pharmacology of drugs acting on cardiovascular system. Here, we will discuss the definition, introduction to the arrhythmia and antiarrhythmic drugs, classification of antiarrhythmic drugs, mechanism of action, adverse drug reaction and uses of some important antiarrhythmic drugs. Let's start with the cardiac arrhythmia. Arrhythmia is defined as the variation of heart from normal rhythm. It can be also defined as it is the disturbance in the rhythm, heart rate, impulse generation or conduction of electric impulses which is responsible for the membrane depolarization. It can be also defined as a variation in either the site or rate of cardiac impulse formation and or variation in the sequence of cardiac impulse generation. So, as in short, this is the variation of the heart from the normal rhythm of heart. It may be in a rhythm, heart rate, impulse generation, conduction or electrical impulses. Now, what is the importance of treatment of cardiac arrhythmia? Arrhythmia is the most important cause of sudden cardiac death. Nearly 3 out of 4 patients of acute myocardial infarctions and about half of given general anesthetic exhibit at least some irregularity in the cardiac arrhythmia. That is the importance of treatment of cardiac arrhythmia. Now, before jumping to the pharmacology, we have to understand some basic physiology of a normal rhythm of the heart. So, as we all know, in heart there are two types of cells. First one is automatic or autorhythmic cells like SA node, AV node and bundle of Purkinje's. So that is automatic cells. They will beat in an automatic manner. And second type of cell is cardiac cell, that is contractile due to action of different ion transportation. So in heart, the impulse or rhythm will be electrical activity will start from the SA node, and due to the action of the SA node, the atrium will be contracted. So it will pump the blood from atrium to the ventricles. So by the action of AV node, the blood from this ventricle will be pumped to the lungs or different part of the body according to the left or right ventricles. So this is the normal rhythm of the heart. So by studying the normal rhythm, we can observe the ECG pattern of a normal rhythm. It consists of a P wave, then a QRS complex or QRS wave and T and U wave. Out of this P wave indicate the activation or atrial depolarization, and this QRS wave represent ventricular depolarization, and T and U wave represents ventricular repolarization. So when atrium contract, we will get a P wave, and when ventricle contract, we will get a QRS complex, and when ventricle relaxes, we will get a ventricular repolarization. So this is a normal ECG of or normal rhythm of the heart. So if there is an increasing heart rate, fast heart rate, this wave will be closer, and if there is a slow heart rate, this wave will be very distant. So if there will be any irregular heart rate, it may lead to the normal irregularity in the normal ECG pattern also. Now, what are the different mechanisms of arrhythmia? It may be due to enhanced ectopic pacemaker activity. So it may be due to abnormal automaticity of SA node or AV node. So from there the electric potential will be started from SA node. So if anything happen to this automaticity, any abnormality occur into the automaticity of FC node, it may cause some kind of arrhythmia. Or it may be due to after depolarization. So after depolarization, depolarization may be early after depolarization than the usual, and delayed after repolarization. And it may be due to re-entry. Sometimes from the AV node, SA node, the electric potential will be transferred into AV node, and through the ventricles, it may recirculate to again into this ventricle also. So that is the re-entry. So this may be in circus movement re-entry, or functional re-entry, or fractional impulses, fractionation of impulses. So these are the different causes or mechanism of producing arrhythmia in a normal heart. Now, these are the different type of cardiac arrhythmia. This is very important because we will treat for the different arrhythmias with a different manner. So, first one is extrasystole. It is written as ES. Then paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, atrial flutters, atrial fibrillation, ventricular tachycardia, Torsday-de-Payne, ventricular fibrillation, atrioventricular AV block. So these are the different kind of cardiac arrhythmia. So this is an example of atrial fibrillation. So this normal rhythm will be, it will originate from SA node and it will transfer to AV node, and it will transfer in an bundle of Purkinje's. So in case of atrial fibrillation, this electrical activity in the atria is disorganized, so that the atria and blood may be pooled to form clots. So it will not be transferred full into the ventricle also. So that is a kind of atrial fibrillation. Now these are the ECG of different type of cardiac arrhythmia. This is premature ventricular beat. This is the ECG of paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia. This is the ECG of an atrial fibrillation. Then this is atrial flutter with variable AV conduction, atrial flutters with 1:1 AV conduction, monomorphic ventricular tachycardia. This is Torsday-de-Payne. This is completely irregular rhythm, and this is ventricular fibrillation. So in order to understand the mechanism of action of the antiarrhythmic drugs, we have to understand the phases of action potential in the cardiac cells. So by studying the ECG, it consists of a P wave, then QRS complex, and a T wave. It will represent the action potential of different areas. So for example, the P, which indicate the atrial contraction potential due to the atrial tension, which is produced by autorhythmic cell like SA node and AV node, and the QRS complex is mainly formed by the ventricular action potential, which are produced by contractile heart cells. So by studying this, the phases of action potential in cardiac cell, which are contractile, which can be modified by using different drugs. So this is the normal action potential in a cardiac cell. It consists of 4 phases starting from 0. So there will be a negative millivolt action potential in initial stage. That is known as then it will leads to an increasing action potential to up to positive 10 millivolts, and then it will show a plateau, then a decline phase, and then again a plateau stage. So it can be classified into phase 0, phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. And each of the phase is produced by different actions in the heart. And phase 0, which is the rapid depolarization phase, which is due to the inflow of sodium ion into the heart cell. And the phase 1, which is a partial repolarization, and which is due to inward sodium current deactivation as well as outflow of potassium ion. And phase 2 or plateau, This is a slow inward calcium current, and phase 3, which is a repolarization due to the calcium current inactivates, as well as it will increases the potassium outflow. And phase 4, again the pacemaker potential, which will slow sodium inflow as well as slowing potassium outflow. This is auto rhythmicity, and there will be a refractive phase of 1 to 3 seconds. So this is the normal phase of the action potential, and these phases are very important to understand the mechanism of action of antiarrhythmic drugs that we will discuss in next slide. So antiarrhythmic drug is mainly classified into 4: class 1, class 2, class 3 and class 4. Class 1 is also known as membrane stabilizing agent, or also known as sodium channel blockers, and class 2 is adrenergic agents, beta blocking agents, and class 3 is an agent widening action potential, and class 4 is calcium channel blockers like verapamil. So this class 1 is again classified into moderately decreasing depolarization in phase 0, which include quinidine, procainamide and disopyrimidine, and the agent which will little decrease in action potential in phase 0 phase, lidocaine and mexiletine, marked decreasing depolarization in phase 0, that is propofin and flecainide. Then adrenergic agents include propranolol, sotalol and esmolol, and agent widening action potential include amiodarone, dronidrone and dofetilide. Then calcium channel blocker include verapamil, diltiazem, etc. So this is the classification of antiarrhythmic drugs, class 1, 2 and 3. Now these are the different site of actions of each classes. Class 1 agents will act at the 0 phase on the action potential, and class 2 will act on the phase 4, class 3 on the phase 3 and class 4 on phase 2 of the action potential of the rhythm. So by seeing the ECG, we can easily understand which class of the antiarrhythmic drug can be used for the treatment of different kind of arrhythmia. So that is all about the introduction, then classification and the basic mechanism of action in general of antiarrhythmic drugs. In next part of the video, we will discuss the pharmacology of some of important classes of antiarrhythmic drugs.